Now, this gentleman was born in La Paz, Bolivia, to parents who were both teachers. He taught AP Calculus in East Los Angeles, California, to folks who many people thought were unteachable. Now, do you know anything about East LA?
Yeah.
You say yes or no?
Um, no, not really.
All right. I think a lot of people would call it a rough area, rough part of town. So for him to teach AP Calculus at a high school there was probably a surprise to a lot of people. Now, are you familiar with AP? You know what AP stands for?
For God. But I know it's a high learning, right?
Yes, advanced placement. It's being able to take classes at the high school level and then take a standardized test at the end of that class. And if you're successful on that test, that will allow you to earn college credit, which can save you a lot of money. Be classes that you would not have to take in college because you've already gotten credit for them in high school. So it's a very important program. It's kind of rigorous, it's kind of difficult, but he was successful teaching it at this high
Mm-hmm.
school where they said a lot of the kids were unteachable. So you might think he would be applauded for doing so, but he actually got into a lot of trouble being a teacher, teaching this difficult class to folks who weren't supposed to take it. He got into a lot of trouble with his administrators. They would get on him about coming to work too early and staying in the building too late and how that was violating some type of rule. He would give his students homework and he would require them to hand the homework to him before he let them enter class. So he would get in trouble for having too many people in the hallway. But for the most part, his efforts met with a lot of success because he got his students to work hard. And he said that he got them to work hard for themselves by showing them, allowing them to see him work hard. He worked hard in front of them. And he said that that made them want to work hard for themselves. And I can't argue with that kind of approach. I kind of applaud that kind of approach. Now, his work was featured in a movie. It's a very old movie. It's a movie from over 30 years ago. It's called Stand and Deliver. And I hope that it's being shown as part of Hispanic and Brazilian Heritage Month. They're showing a lot of movies in the Impact Theater over the next several days, and they're doing social distancing and all that. But they're going to be showing movies that are representative of the Hispanic and Brazilian heritage and culture. But I hope they will show this one. But like any movie, well, what was unique about this movie is Jaime was still alive to see this movie be produced and brought to the big screen. So he was interviewed a lot about, hey, were the things that they said about you in the movie true? And he said, well, 90% of the movie was true. And then 10% of it was probably Hollywood. So then they were like, well, what parts of it were not true? And he said, well, they showed me taking kids who struggle to multiply and struggle with fractions, and they showed me teaching them calculus in a year. And he said, it just doesn't happen like that. It happens. It just takes a lot more time, and it takes a lot of commitment on both the teacher's part and the student's part to learn all the things you got to learn and unlearn all the things that you don't need to learn. And it just takes a lot of work. And they made it look like it was magic, and it's not. It doesn't work that way. So I respected him even more after I heard him say that, because it would be easy to get caught up in your own hype after they make a movie about you. But he was actually pretty honest about the parts of it that they didn't quite get right. Oh, and I left something out when I was talking about the trouble that he got into. He once had 18 of his students pass the AP exam, which, regardless of what school you're talking about, if you have 18 kids in your AP class, that's probably a lot. But if you have 18 of them actually pass the standardized test and get college credit, that is all kinds of excellent. So he got scrutinized for that. The testing service said that the 18 students who passed that they all missed the same problem and they all tried to solve it the same way, and they even used the same variable name. So they challenged those student scores, and 14 of the students had to take the AP exam all over again. And of the, well, 14 of them had to take it all over again, and 12 out of the 14 who retook the test, they passed it the second time. So now if you are a fan of what's going on, then you applaud that, hey, 12 of the 14 were able to pass that test twice, therefore this is all legit. Or if you're an opponent of what's going on, you focus on the two students who didn't pass the second time around, and you say that that proves that there was something shady going on. And that's the world we live in. Everything can be turned into an argument, and if you're for it, you argue for it, and if you're against it, you argue against it. And sometimes people will argue for and against something with the same information, and that's unfortunate, but that happens. That happens. You still there?
Yes.
All right. So how'd you like that one?
Good.
All right, you liked it. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna turn you loose now, so you can get some work done, and so I can finish up from first block here. Now you don't have to worry about logging back in for second block. Now you know you always come to second block during first block, but I am glad to have you whenever you come.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.